So here's a fan that is a recent addition to my collection. Something had told me recently to start hitting the flea markets again just to see what I could find. Not necessarily looking for fans, but just anything. And when I got there, one of the first things I noticed was this thing sitting on a table for sale. And the second I saw it, I pretty much knew that I was walking away with it. I asked the guy how much. He said $3, and it was mine. I really wasn't expecting to find a fan of any sort, but in particular, these 70s era box fans, which are pretty much what I collect the most. I almost never see these in the wild anywhere. Sometimes I come across 80s stuff, sometimes like 60s and earlier, but I've almost never came across like this particular 70s type era of fans that I like to collect. Most of my good fans in my collection actually come either from eBay, or I usually get them from other collectors, but this was a rescue. This was out of the wild. This was only $3, and I knew the second that I saw it that it was a Kel Aire, and this is actually not my first Kel Aire. I actually have one other one, and that one's turned into somewhat of a project fan. The speed control was kind of a little frozen up on it, and I was gonna fix it, but I never got around to working on that. I just didn't feel like fooling with it. So this one's actually in great working order. The switch works fine, all 3 speeds. It's really dirty. As you can see, it's got surface rust. It's had a pretty hard life. It's really in need of some TLC. It's kind of dark, can't really see anything, but the surface rust is mostly on the top and the bottom. The handle's still intact for now. The back missing a few slats in the grates, as you always see with these fans. And notice that these also have the badge on the back. One other thing about these KelAires that you'll notice sometimes, well, kind of often, is whatever color scheme they go with the cabinet, they usually also paint the blades and the motor housing the same color. This is sort of like a dark, warmish gray color, and so too is the blades and the motor housing. And it's the same way on my other Kel Aire, which is one of the Harvest Gold ones with the thermostat control and everything. It's got yellowish, goldenish blade set and the motor on it. But I figure when I clean this up, it'll look pretty decent. I might actually consider repainting. Probably go with the same color, very close as I can get to the original color, just because I don't like all that surface rust. I'd like to get this fan looking pretty nice, and the back grates are a little yellowed. I might repaint the plastic hardware back to a whitish color. But yeah, the fan overall works pretty good. You don't really come across these KelAires too often. It's one of the more uncommon kind of brands. It says 3-speed comfort control, 115 volts, 60 cycles, 2.3 amps. Can't really see the speeds anymore. It's sort of worn off there. Not right there's where it was manufactured. I can't remember. Someplace in Georgia where these were made. And if you notice, they do have a similar blade shape to the GEs, and from what I've read, they do have some. KelAire does have some relation to the GE. I'm not sure what that is, but kind of similar in a way. The hub's definitely different on this. Looks like one of those ones you just have to yank off. It's not going to be fun doing that. Always gets on my nerves a bit. But I'll go ahead and run this on low, medium, then high. Puts out a decent breeze. And for an old fan of this era, it's not doing too bad. It's definitely a survivor. Don't see a lot of them. But I'm gonna clean it up, oil it, maybe possibly even paint it, repaint. See what I can do with it. But yeah, that's the KelAire flea market find. Box fan. As for the Aire, I'm not too sure on this one. I've seen some of these gray ones. Kind of makes me think there was maybe a little later 70s, possibly into the 80s. Not totally sure. Not really familiar with these and how to judge the manufacturing dates on them or whatnot. But yeah, that's the fan. That is the unexpected addition to my collection. And hope you enjoyed watching the video. And as always, you guys have a great day.